Who are you?
My name is Srivat Sampath. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Grokr.
And what is Grokr?
Grokr is a predictive and contextual platform. Basically, think of it as Google Now that works with all your data. What we do is we take all your signals and we have this amazing service in the sky that finds the meaning for all these signals and associates that meaning with the relevant context that needs to be delivered to you.
Okay.
So, for example, on a simple...
I know you already have some competitors, right?
We have Google Now.
Well, Google Now and Qualcomm's building an SDK that's trying to build an operating system level, what are you doing kind of things that would pass over.
We are basically, think of it as a contextual operating system in the cloud. Yeah. You send us contextual signals and we will bring you back contextual information. Okay. So from a simplistic standpoint, what we can do is things like tell you about traffic conditions on your commute, which we learn automatically. Okay? Yeah. So I save 20 minutes a day just by knowing when to leave. It tells me weather alerts. It tells me about things that I need to know before I need to know. So for example, today I took the Caltrain. It's now telling me that all the Caltrain schedules for going back to Sunnyvale. So it learns, it continuously learns from you and constantly comes back and tells you what you need to know. So the thesis is this: today we take the phones out and ask something of it.
Yeah.
Our objectives.
Find me Chinese food near me.
Yeah. In the future, when you take your phone out, it's actually telling you something. Okay. To pull this off, we had to learn everything about you. Okay. You can't do contextual just based on signals and searches. We have to learn who you are, where you live, where you work, what you like, what are your interests, what you're searching for, what's your demographic, what's your ethnicity. So what we do is we take data and then have our machine learning algorithms go and build out your entire DNA. So we have each user's digital DNA, which tells us this user is, between 30 and 40, works here, is fairly well off, does these things in the weekend, does these things during the
day. Do you get that just by studying his patterns with his phone, or do you go off to Facebook?
We get data from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all that stuff. We also get data from your phone. We also get data from your sensors. We get data, the kind of music that you listen to, and what kind of bands you like. All that data is there. It's all anonymized. It's there. Now, we get between 800 to 1,200 attributes on a user. And if you look at that, it's probably more information than you know about yourself.
Yep.
Right? So it's anonymized, it's stored in the cloud, but it's a bunch of words. We have no idea what those words mean. So we built a knowledge graph, just like Google's knowledge graph. We can understand 700 million facts, 25 plus million entities. And then what we do is we take what's in your graph, look into the knowledge graph, and understand the entity behind it. Once we understand the entity, we know, okay,
When you say entity, give me an example, and feel free to write.
I'll use it. So for example, if you came in and said in your Facebook you like Gonzaga. Okay?
Yeah.
For most people, Gonzaga is just a word, right? Our knowledge graph will say Gonzaga is an NCAA basketball team.
Yeah.
And then it'll give us a few more identifying attributes that they're playing today or they're playing this week. This is their roster, and so on and so forth, right? Yep. Because the knowledge graph has all that data. Now, once you know this, once you know what the entity is, we can associate it with actions.
Okay? Buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket, right? Real-time scores.
Yeah. Or what channel they're playing on.
There you go. Yeah. You nailed it. Okay? So what we're essentially doing is bringing all this data together and building this contextual platform. So then when the user sends something, or user is in a location, or it's a time of day, or we send something, we kind of immediately, our algorithm say, okay, this is what I need to send down to you. Okay? A very ambitious effort. I mean, this is, what we could have done.
It's really hard to do and do well. We're seeing some of the early ones that bring a lot of noise.
They do. They do.
And I'm using Google Field Trip while I walk around this, and it shows me a list of stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay.